Bonnet de douche, and welcome to Rebuilding Marseille with me, BOODFM. As always, thanks for joining me. If you're brand new, hopefully by the end of this episode, you'll be a subscriber. And if you're already a subscriber, as always, thank you for checking out one of my videos. You're a bunch of legends. While we're all here together, why don't we all smash the like button? I'll do it too. I don't just leave it to you, I'll help you out. I'll give it a tickle. Why don't you give it a tickle? Thank you very much. Right, Rebuilding Marseille. We now find ourselves in France. In previous episodes of this series, the Rebuild series, I've been to Italy with AC Milan, and I've just done the Premier League, England, and my team, Manchester United. Now, we've come to France and we've come to Marseille because of a few reasons. One, first football manager game I ever played in the 1980s on my Spectrum 48K. Marseille were the best team. I like Marseille. I was Marseille in my Journeyman series, which, if you're not seeing that, go and check it out. I love Marseille. I think they're the biggest team in France. That's what I think. But we've got some good clubs above them, and it's been a long time since they have been top dog. So I want to come in, bring with my tactic and my methods, and see if I can put Marseille back on the top of French football, and maybe even European football. But it's going to be a bit tougher. I think this is going to be the toughest one. We'll have to wait and see. I was excited though, really excited to get stuck into it. Well, I'll say a big thank you to everyone who's supporting the series so far. Any new subscribers, all you guys, it's been brilliant. I didn't think anyone was going to watch it, and it's been watched, so thank you. So yeah, without any further ado, I reckon we say au revoir to the intro and get stuck in. Before we get stuck right into it, there's one thing I want to address in case you're new. Now, if you're an old time subscriber, you will know I don't say all names properly. I don't pronounce things properly. It's part of my charm, right? And like my friend Loki always says, if I say it that way, that's the way it's said on my channel. And the same rule applies on this channel. So if you're one of those people that feel the need to waste your thumb energy or your finger energy sending me a massive message on how to pronounce someone's name, I just delete it. So don't bother. No offense, just don't bother. It is what it is. If I want to call Payet, Puet, I'm going to call it in. It's my business, my channel. Deal with it. Right, here we are with Marseille. It's the same database as I've been using. It's the database that came out after the English transfer window shut. So there may be a few European transfers that have happened in real life that are on this database. But basically, I had a week off when my series finished. I've just been playing a lot of Football Manager. So it is what it is. And here we are in Marseille with an absolute kick-ass stadium. It is mega massive. The Stade Orange Velodrome. 66,000. Biggest club in France. It's going to be my job to get them back there. Now, weirdly, we don't own the stadium. The council do. I don't know if they used to. Maybe they sold it when they were skint. I don't know. I know Marseille were great. They've won a European Cup, remember? I know they've had the odd scandal. But I just love that club. I love the badge. I love the kit. I've actually ordered a Marseille kit, to be fair. A sky blue one. I was hoping it'd come in time for this, but it hasn't, unfortunately. But yeah, we've got decent facilities, excellent training facilities, basic data analysis, but who cares about that? Great youth facilities. But again, I'm not going to be focusing on the youth. It's about short-term fix to try and get Marseille back to the top. Now, they have been really successful. They have. I mean, a Champions League. PSG can't win the Champions League. Marseille have got one. 9 league titles, 10 Coupe de France's, 3 Coupe de Ligues. And this is what I like about France. You get a lot of chances to win trophies. It's like England. You've got a League Cup and like an FA Cup as well. I'm pretty sure the Coupe de France as well has like 20 rounds. It feels like it goes on forever. So it'd be fun to see if we can pick any of them up. Now, this is just for anyone who's new. Maybe this is the first episode you've found on my channel. I use a tactic. I've been using it for ages. It's come from a tactic that was called the lightning bolt. It's now turned into the volcano. Other people have changed it. Other people have renamed it. I just use this and it's super successful for me. It always is. I love it. I love how it plays. I love the formation of the roles. And if something's not broke, I don't fix it. So again, like I did with Milan and Manchester United, we'll be using the volcano tactic. Now, staff-wise, again, they're all right, but I wanted to improve it. Now, with Milan, I kind of focused on the staff first, squad later. With United, we had a lot of money, so I kind of picked at the staff and eventually got on where I wanted to, but mainly went out there and bought big-time players. This is going to be very different at Marseille. I want to try and do everything in one go because I think we need to. I want to try and improve the staff and the squad. The only difference is money's going to be an issue. Now, finances aren't that bad. I'm not that far behind what I had with Milan. I just don't know if we've got the same clout as Milan. Even though Milan weren't in Europe, I don't think we're in Europe here this year either. I think Marseille finished 5th. So I'm not 100% sure why they're not in the Europa League or anything. Maybe they got kicked out. I didn't look it up. I'm not bothered. It's a good thing, really. Maybe like Milan, I could just concentrate on the league, really. But I was excited for this because I really like Marseille. I've liked them since I was a little kid. Milan I kind of admired. Obviously, I'm a United fan. But Marseille, I've always liked them. And I spent 10 years of my life going to the south of France every summer with my parents. So I've been there. I love it. Yeah, it's going to be great, this. Play-wise, we've got some really, really good ones. We've got Florian himself, the right winger, who is really good, all-round good winger. I think he'll be great in this league. He's 25 years old. We've got Kevin Strootman, who is 28. As long as he doesn't get injured, he's great. Now, on my journeyman, I ended up going to Marseille for 2 years, but it was well into the future, and Kev was in his last year. I think he was 35 or 36, and he bossed it. So if he could boss it then, what's he going to do now? So I was really happy to have him. I think Kev's a great player. We've got Rami, who's a good centre-half. Getting on a bit, but he's got a good centre-half. I mean, the squad was well better than I thought. Gustavo, who again, brilliant. Fit my tactic brilliantly. And we've got this, right? Obviously, we've got Payet, Dimitri. Going to play him on the left, who is a great player, a lot of technique and that. Again, 31, so it's getting a bit old, the squad. But we've got this fella. Now, I've never heard of Dario Benedetto. I'm going to call him Dario. He's 28 years old. He's come from Boca and scored a lot of goals for Boca. But he's got good finishing, decent off the ball, composure, all 15. His pace is 14. That's a decent striker. Decent. So I was happy. And again, we've got some okay players here. We've got a decent goalkeeper, but I'm not happy with him, I'll be honest. Good left back. So, you know, there's work to do, and I did a lot of it. So here we are at the start of the season, and yeah, done the usual. I am well impressed with what I did with the staff. Cleaned it out completely, and started from scratch. Now, my sports science ain't the best, but it is what it is. I can't ask for any more. I can only have one and a head of, and I got the best I could. So that is it, but the rest of it is maxed out, and it's brilliant. Now, I've employed a director of football, and I never have a director of football. I don't see the point in him. They're a waste of money. But this guy popped up. I just couldn't say no. He's not going to do anything. It's purely because he's a freaking legend. I couldn't say no. Yeah, I've signed Diego Maradona, who wants to be a director of football or a manager, and he's not even that great at being a director of football. He's not. I mean, what's his manager skills like? I knew he was in like a second division Mexican team, which is Dorados de Silan, whatever. I'm guessing he's been sacked because he was floating around on a freebie. And he's a decent manager, but yeah, he's come to live in France. Just got to keep him off the sniff. Okay, this is my coaching team, and I'm well happy with it. Now, I've brought in Philippe Lau. Now, if you watch my journeyman, he was my assistant for quite a few years, and he was actually my under-23 manager at Manchester United in the previous couple of episodes. So I'm a big fan of Philippe Lau. He's always knocking about. He is great. Now, he doesn't naturally want to be an assistant, but he's a great assistant. He's a great coach, great person to have. Bernard Peters, again, he's one of them guys that floats about, and look how good he is as a head of youth. I've improved the goalkeepers. We've got a full range of coaching. Yeah, could not be happier. Now, when it comes to transfers, I've done quite a lot. I've spent 71 million. Obviously, I've spread that out. Didn't spend it all in one go. I've let one guy go on a free, but the rest of them have either dropped down because some of them are quite young. Drop them down into the reserves, and I reckon I've done all right here. I was like way more impressed with this team I've put together. I didn't think I was going to be able to do this. I didn't think I'd have the quality I already had, and I didn't think I'd be able to add to it. Now, I've had to loan in a lot of players, some young, talented players, but I think we've got something. The first player I brought in is we're going to call him Badman. He's a bad man. I'm not even going to try and say it because I know some of you are going to whinge. Stop butchering his name. People like that are just so tragic, aren't they? I think they are. Just get a grip of yourself. Who cares? But yeah, 27-year-old. Got him from Stoke. Again, I needed more in the middle, and he fits the VOLCANO brilliantly. Now, this kid, I was well happy with, and I was going to be even happy with him going forward. Never heard of him. Picks him up for next to now. He is so cheap. Go and find him. You need a good right back, and you're in this kind of league, Belgium or France. He's brilliant, and he gets better. Now, on to my first loan player, and this guy was up for loan. He came up in one of my searches, and I think he'd have been a great squad player. He ended up becoming a lot better than I thought, to be fair. Good for us in Marseille. Arsenal don't want him. We've got him on loan. Can't grumble. Again, another player I didn't know too much about. I'd heard of him, but I didn't know much about him. Never had him on Football Manager. It's 24-year-old Baba Rahman, who we've got from Chelsea. 24-year-old from Ghana. And again, I think he's brilliant. And his contract runs out at the end of the year. So hopefully he was going to have a good season. Now here he is. Now he's one of the guys someone moaned at me. Well, they didn't moan at me. They tried telling me how to say his name. Axel Rose. Actually, Axel Rose. Yeah, obviously he's a good young player. He's a wonder kid. He's got a lot of promise. 20-year-old, English. I had him at United, didn't I? In the last 2 seasons. He was like my backup centre half. He's up for loan. So was I could have bought Phil Jones and Chris Smalling. I'd rather take him on loan. Now I've got a good striker and an half decent backup. I just felt like I needed a third, and this is the best I could get. I mean, he's not a world beater. He's young. He's from Uruguay, and he's all right. That's what he's here for, just to be here. Now obviously I've got the goalkeeper who's half decent, man. You know, he's all right. And then I had a crappy backup, and then Jack Butland came up available, and I just thought he's one of England's goalkeepers. Only 25. He is pretty good, and he would be brilliant in France. Put a deal together. Stoke accepted it because obviously Stoke down below in Championship, so I've ended up getting 2 players off them. So I was well happy because I just thought when I've got a keeper I'm confident in, I always feel better. You may laugh at this. You may laugh. Now he was on a free. He was at Stoke. It's like going to call it Marseille Stoke City, aren't we? But he was on a free, so he didn't cost me anything. We've signed him on a free. Now you might laugh, but he's got a load of experience. He's only 34, and I just needed that a floater midfielder who can just help out. He might not even play, but yeah, it is what it is. It's not costing me it's costing me next to nothing. So this is the squad. Now obviously the team report reckons that man Danana, whatever his name is better. I don't. They've got the same star rating. Jack Butland's my number 1. Obviously we've got Rami. Now we've got Alvaro. He was already here on loan, so I was well happy because how good's he? Especially for this league. And we've got this other fella at centre half as well, who again I think is just as good. And he's only 21, and he's our one player. And obviously we've got Axel Rose as well, so 4 good centre halves. We've got this geezer I showed you before on the left. He's got a backup mate, obviously, the guy I brought in on loan. So again, great. I bought Godoy, whatever his name is. But we already had this guy, who again I think really good. We're a really good team. Great midfield. You've seen all them already. Going forward, you've seen me right winger. My backup right winger is called Mr. Sa. He's alright. He's alright. This guy, I think it's going to be pretty good. 22-year-old Serbian, Nemanja. Pretty decent. So yeah, my backup striker though, the guy you didn't see is this guy, Mr. Jermaine. He's okay. So, you know, I think my first 11 is more than capable of getting top 3. But what did the board want? They just want me to get into the Champions League. They like me to reach the final of the Coupe de France and the final of the Coupe de Ligue. Alright, no pressure. Bookies all think we'll be 4th. And look at that. Look at that. Dream 11. It's Paris Saint-Germain. Now, the best time you're ever going to get to do Saint-Germain is probably now, because I've played a lot of Football Manager this year, and I know how this team works on FM19, and they get better and better. They never run out of money. They buy the best players. They end up with most of the best wonder kids. So the longer you go on, the harder I think it gets to just compete with them kind of finances. And Monaco have good money as well. Some good money in France, to be fair. And I always think a club size can be reflected with its stadium, because obviously they have a big stadium because they have the fans. And we have the biggest stadium, so I think we're the biggest club, followed by Lyon and Lille. And then you get PSG. I mean, we all know about Monaco. They've got a farty little stadium, so we need to get ourselves back on top. Now, to be fair, Marseille have been fairly successful. Obviously, PSG have dominated over the last few years. Monaco got themselves a title. Marseille haven't won the league since 2010. It's too far away. It was the early... You might not be able to see it because of my head, but it's the late 80s, early 90s. Is when I had my little computer and I was playing that game, and they were just awesome. That's when they won the Champions League as well, I think. So, yeah, I want to get Marseille to the top of the league. And I wanted to get them up there anyway, because obviously there's going to be more than one episode with this. I hope there is. And getting the Champions League, that's our one way of making more money in it. If we can get in the Champions League with our kind of, you know, attendances and so on, I hopefully can get more money next year. And hopefully they'll give me more money next year to make a few changes. I'll dip into the loan market. I think you could, when you're at a club like this, in a league like this, loaning players ain't such a bad thing. So with the season about to kick off, I had a lot of football to play, and I really did enjoy playing it. So I think we jump forward to January the 1st and see how we got on. Well, here we are. And at the halfway stage, we were top of the league. Now, I think we'd be at top of the league? No. But we started off brilliantly, and Paris Saint-Germain started off shit. I'm going to show you in a minute, but they kind of helped us, but they're on the way back here. Now, we're only 2 points clear. Leon and Monaco aren't Monaco are, but Leon aren't too far behind us. Cavani, Falcao, best goal scorers in the league. But then Benny, Mr. Benedetto, or whatever his name is, he's well good. For this, he is well good. New favourite player in the world. Defensively, we've got the second best defence. Happy days. I'll show you who's been playing the most for us in a minute, but this time, I love it. I keep saying it. If it's your first ever video of mine, go and check out. You'll find it down below. Download it down below. I know people have said, oh, it goes off the boil, it does this, it does that. I just use it and I stick to it. I never change it. And look at the success I have. And all my success is 100% genuine. I just put the tactic in place, I do my thing, and I play the game. And I'm usually successful. So, and when it comes to going forward, we're up there with Paris Saint-Germain. We've got Cavani and Neymar and all these other world-class players. And look where we are. It's been awesome. Now we're here with Paris Saint-Germain's results, just to show you. They started off bad. They lost against Monaco in the Trophée des Champions. Then they lost the first league game. They ended up drawing one, lost a couple more. Lost to us, by the way. So, yeah, I mean, they're on a great run now. But it kind of helped us out. Because we started brilliantly, just hit the ground running and didn't really stop. Metz we drew with. Now, we didn't get beat till we played Lille at home, weirdly, in November. And at this point, I felt a bit invincible. I thought, God, I'm well good at this game. So I was a bit shocked by that. We've been beat by Nantes as well since 1-0. But we battered Monaco 3-0. We beat Paris Saint-Germain, which was, to be fair, that was a bit of a battle. But that striker who's come out of nowhere. My midfielders have been done brilliantly. My wingers have been brilliant. But it's that defence. This is the squad arranged by average rating, and Mr. Dimitri Payet is my best player. He's been on fire on the left wing. The guy I brought in to sit in the middle has done a great job. The guy from Stoke. And then you got Raymond, the left back, my right winger. Axel Rose. His name's gone back to normal there. I changed it back. Axel Rose. He's been great. Strootman. It's just been such a good team, and they've just really took to the tactic brilliantly. Where we won't be alright is the Coupe de Ligue, the French League Cup. We got beat in the third round, which is the very first game we played in it. Went to penalties, bit of a lottery. We battered him. The Coupe de France hasn't started yet. We come in at round 9. I don't know how many more there is. I think there's about 1 million rounds, like I said. And we've drawn Nice, who aren't a bad team. Quick look at some of my best players. And this is the guy, Dario, Benny. Benny we call him at the club. I've never heard of him. 28 years old. He's played in Mexico, played with Boca Juniors, and he's always scored goals. And he's doing it again. He's doing it again. He's one of them players that might not blow you away initially, but he works. He's a nomadic striker. And I mean, he's playing in a poacher role. He's not even a poacher. So obviously, we've got no European football. It's all about maintaining our league form and hopefully doing all right in the cup. We're out the other one, so it's not a lot really to go for. We're playing a lot less football than some of the bigger teams in the league, which hopefully is giving us the advantage. Because you've got to remember, Paris Saint-Germain are in the Champions League. They're playing big teams, taking hits, getting tired. So that is one advantage. If we got into Europe, I think it'd be a different thing. But got to strike while the iron's hot, and the iron's freaking boiling. So like we always do with this series, we're going to come back at the running point when there's a few games left. I think it's 4 league games left and anything else that's happening, and see where we're up to. And at this point, we are still top of the league. Only just though. Only just, but we've been brilliant, right? Again, you know some of the results, but just click on here. You know, we've only lost 3 games all year. We've drawn 3. And we've won 28. We've done brilliantly. Like, I'm so proud of it. And we beat PSG, for God's sake, again. PSG just can't do us. But we're also in the Coupe de France. Now, there's 1 million rounds, and we played about 4 rounds before we got to the quarterfinals. But we're here. And we drew a team I've never heard of. I've never heard of them. They haven't even got a kit, for God's sake. Laval, where we face Monaco away at the mighty, crappy little Stade Louis II stadium. 2-1, bit of a battle. Quite close, to be fair. I think we obviously edged it. You can see that with our average ratings. Gustavo, again, such a good player. Got some really cracking players, so yeah, really impressed. We got to a final where we will face none other than Paris Saint-Germain, a team we've beat twice in the league. I was quite confident, really. Could I do the double in my first year? I mean, do you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. The next club I go to, I'm going to have to challenge myself. Now, we had 4 games left to play against 4 pretty good teams, or maybe 3 decent teams. So, yeah, all to play for, really. Unfortunately, though, we had a couple of injuries to 2 of my best players, which is never great. So that really could kick us in the balls. Mr. Badman out for 5 weeks, and Dimitri Payet was out for 6 weeks, which isn't great because they've been amazing. Well, let's start here with the Coupe de France. And I can't lie, I was a bit disappointed. Even though it's Paris Saint-Germain, because of the way we played against them, especially when we beat them 4-0, I really thought we might have had the edge. Old man Angel Di Maria. Oh, no, that's not how you say his name, I'm joking. He scored the goal early doors. We couldn't get really back into it. We didn't really play like we should. Massive losses in the team. 2 of my best players injured, but we had 4 league games to play. I didn't want to throw it all away. I just had to say that. Stop it. Stop rhyming. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Anyway, first game Nantes 1-1-0. Second game 6-0. Enough said. Second to last game away from home against a great team in Bordeaux, beat them 2-1. Gustavo and Florian, legendary. And the last game on television away again, a 1-0 scrappy victory with a guy who wasn't going to play, but he was amazing. He's only playing because Payet was injured. So you know what that means, don't you? We may have lost 1 battle, but we won the other battle. We won the league by 3 points. Blew me away how good we were. I do think not being in Europe was a massive advantage though. I really, really do think that was a huge advantage. Got some good players here that I didn't realise. I've got a striker I've never heard of who can score goals for fun. And I think I made some good signings in the tactic and all that good stuff. And we were brilliant. We were freaking brilliant. Well, we're not in as much debt, but we're still in debt. So it's going to be interesting to see what I could do over the summer. Because I wanted to do better. I wanted to retain the title. Maybe win a cup. Could we even do something in Europe? You never know, dear. Now, obviously, I was going to do a lot of changes. I was going to lose players on loan. Maybe try and sign some of them who were good, who were no fit this tactic. Especially that left back. Hopefully, we could get him. Maybe loan again some of the other guys in. Some players are going to want to leave. Some are quite old. So there's going to be changes. There's going to be a lot of changes. So it's going to be up to me and Diego Maradona to sit down and put together a battle plan for the next episode. And I can't wait. I can't wait that much, so I'm going to film it right now and you'll be watching it the day after you've watched this, hopefully. There we go, that's the end of episode 1. Hopefully you enjoyed watching that and following the story as much as I enjoyed playing that season. It was a lot of fun, but it's going to get even better, I thought. I really love Marseille and I love this league. I've got a newfound love for it, playing in my journeyman, even though I was only there for 2 years. I used to play in the French league quite a lot on all the football managers and I kind of fell out of love with it, whereas it can be so much fun. You don't always have to be the biggest teams. A lot of the time now I'm a little team anyway in England, but one thing my Journeyman series taught me is get out there. There's a lot of fun on this game in a lot of different countries and I think this is one of them. So yeah, great club here. It's going to be a big challenge though because of the finances. Could have really compete because Paris Saint-Germain are just going to get better. So we had a lot to do and we had European football to think about this year as well. So it was going to be difficult but fun. Hopefully it's going to be successful and hopefully you enjoyed it enough to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. Go and watch the rest of this series. Go and watch all my other stuff. Be a legend. If you want to be a legend that little bit more and become part of my very first FM20 series, you can become a patron. You'll find a link to that down below in the description. You'll find a link to the tactic down below in the description. But you've been amazing. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch this. I love you. I'm Bood. I'll see you next time.